It's Week 14 of the National Football League, and we've got the Chargers leader at quarterback. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Chargers and the Titans on Sunday night.
Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap, as it'll be the Tennessee Titans taking on the LA Chargers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback.
Of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. Get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now, he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's got his man in stride, complete. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. And just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Up the middle they go. Cole. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. The Chargers at 11-1 now on the year, and they have certainly got it rolling as of late, winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here, and if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason, and we know that can ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 9 catches, 110 yards.
And he's trying to prove the adage is not just how you start, it's how you finish. And he is finishing awfully strong, takes great care of his body. I expect him to go ahead and put a capper on this season.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Cole down to the 42, 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Titans, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
Offside. Defense.
And obviously they want that run yardage, so they decline the penalty.
They had no doubt about it. Smart on their part. They finished off the play. But if you're going to jump, if you're going to commit a penalty, it's your job to finish off the play so you don't give up big gains like that.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he rifles one incomplete. You talk about this Titan defense. They've certainly had their struggles against the run at the 30th ranked unit out of 32 teams in the NFL.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
That is caught. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that's sets up a first and goal.
That's a big conversion there on third down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a first and goal.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, first and goal. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A great play there with his 17th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Looking to throw. Jarrett. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 35. This is a pretty significant moment, a pretty cool moment. He just went over 50,000 career passing yards, and we might as well go ahead and measure for the gold jacket.
Make sure you measure it right, too. Make sure it fits perfectly when he walks out there for that ceremony. 50,000 yards in the NFL. Wow. Longevity, talent, a little bit of luck along the way, and a whole lot of people helping him get it done.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. The numbers there for Brown from a week ago. Very productive. 3 touchdowns, 2 of them on the ground, 1 through the air.
And it will always be a compliment to say that a guy's got a nose for the end zone, and he sure had it last week.
Off the play fake. Jarrett. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. He's going to try and take off with it. And holding it, maybe the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Jarrett. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 18. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And, Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And, Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
And the Titans are going to be set up with a first and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. First and goal and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Option play. Here's a give to Brown. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on first down.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. Brown. will take this into the end zone for a Titans touchdown.
And there's an offense that didn't panic after getting down early, and with good reason. No better way to silence a home crowd than with a nice, long, sustained drive. And they were able to put one together here and finish with a touchdown run.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Heading back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture in the AFC. As of this moment, as pretty much everyone knows, they sit alone in that top spot. But nothing is guaranteed. They haven't even clinched the playoffs. So a good start, but a long way to go.
And you know, a blunt veteran inside their locker room has stood up at one point or another and said, you know all this means nothing so far. We've got to cover this, get it done. What do we want to be? It's like winning a title in August, right, in preseason. Doesn't count. Let's go ahead and get this thing done.
Get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. He'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down. They're going to look to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They'll look to throw here. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up fourth down.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. And they came into play here off 2 straight victories. They're back to 500 on the year. But, Charles, is this little mini run coming too late to salvage their season?
Well, they definitely dug themselves a hole, and it leaves them needing to play almost perfect football from here on out. But I do believe they think that they've got this thing turned around, and they are capable of doing exactly that.
But you talk about the defense for these Chargers. Against the pass, they're hoping to trend in the opposite direction because right now they're ranked number 26 in the NFL.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
He's already topped his receiving output from a week ago, and we're just in the first quarter as that's a first down. (7-7) our score after 1. Second quarter now, Titans in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jarrett throwing middle, and it's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3. At the 50-yard line.
And they give to Brown on the option. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. That good for 19 and a first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. I always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Throwing left side, it's complete. Touchdown, Titans. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Titans have taken the lead. No going for two. They'll kick the point after. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. 5 plays there on that drive. And the result in the end, a Titans touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. L.A. readies for its next possession. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. 2 division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because, to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these two teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for L.A.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. 63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a first down.
And not all spectacular catches are the result of a pass that maybe was not thrown quite right. Sometimes it's thrown in the perfect spot, and you have to just go get it, and he did that right there.
No fear there in the middle of the field. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Titans. A great play there. His second TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Titans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, CD, that's his 2nd touchdown already. And how about this offense? 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
An absolute total team effort right now. And let's face it, I don't think he's done. We're still in the first half. There's a lot of time left to go. I don't know what they're going to do on the other side trying to slow him down. But right now, he's feeling it.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. Well, I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. 1 play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Chargers ready to take over. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it second down. Now a handoff up the middle. Cole, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Flush to it, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be Titan football. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And it may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Now 3rd down and 7. Back to throw. Jarrett. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Titans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers 36.
1st down, Tennessee.
Looking to throw. Jarrett. And that's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Here's Brown on 2nd down. A nice little juke, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Jarrett. And that is too far out in front of his intended target. Incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And his kick here is good. And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he's watching that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space. And just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with the run so far. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's got a first down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning.
10 at the 19-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Open out on the left side. This is Cole. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. This 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
A play action fake. They'll look to throw. This is caught. Touchdown, Chargers. From 13 yards out. And the Chargers get a bit closer.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Dicker down to tack on the extra point. It's up and good, so they claw back into it. 24-14 now. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. This fielded right at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out. Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Now, the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. On 3rd down, Jarrett, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This is caught by Hearns. Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch. Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
2nd down and 3. They'll look to throw again. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 41-yard line. Back to throw again. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
Defense.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jarrett got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jarrett. And that one's going to come up a little short. It's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up fourth down here.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And he returns this to the 22. The Charger drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust.
There he goes, left side. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 34 yards there and a first down. Once he broke through that first wave of defenders, there was a pretty big gap there for him to run.
And it helps that they were in a dime defense. That's 6 defensive backs. So this is why a lot of teams now are searching for those linebacker safety combo type guys who can add a little bit more size on the defensive side of the ball, but can still run as well, because when you run against 6 DBs with some bigger offensive linemen, you often get this result.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. So we reach halftime here with the visiting Titans taking the lead into intermission. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando, standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jalen Hurts, sharp in the victory, as his guys get back within a game of 500. From there, we head down to the Sunshine State to check on the Jaguars at home in Jacksonville. And they fall in that one to the visiting Indianapolis Colts. The Colts have run into every problem imaginable this year, but they are able to pick up their second win against 11 defeats. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. The Bills' win is a big one there, as they move above 500 at 7-6 and keep themselves in the mix for a possible playoff berth.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Titans hold the lead, and they'll get the football first as the third quarter gets underway. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Out come the Titans now. They'll have it first on offense to start the third. Now a play fake here on first down. He hits Mooney going across the middle. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage, because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now an option play, and he'll keep it. And he probably should have given that one off, as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. Here's 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Jarrett. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
To me, me, the defense was looking a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. On now is the Titans punter. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. Pulled in at the 24. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced the punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll set up to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. And that throw there going to put him over 4,000 yards passing now for the season, maybe strengthening his MVP consideration.
And you figure with still a handful of games left to play, 5,000.
And now some disagreement down on that sideline. The red flag is out, and we're going to get a challenge. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. Winds up a very good call there defensively to challenge that one, as that now will wind up an incomplete pass. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 40.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go. It's Cole. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. A great effort there. With touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Chargers go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point try now from Dicker. And the lead will shrink to 6. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. And the Titans getting set to go. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 96 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now he'll try to run with this. And he's going to ball his way forward to the 48. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 6. And they'll send the slot in motion left. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. On first down, Cole. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That good for 22 and a first down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. This is caught. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A very solid gain of 27. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Chargers are an extra point away from taking the lead. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. Now, after the Dicker field goal, he's back out, ready to send it away. This taken in at the goal line. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line. The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. They had that lead, looked pretty comfortable in the first half, maybe got a little bit overconfident because that's gone now.
Almost takes us back to being kids, doesn't it? Because I know at some point your dad did the exact same thing mine did. Okay. It's okay to be confident, son, but overconfident, that's not a good thing. And that's maybe what we saw here. They thought they had this thing in hand, had full control, and guess what? They've got to find a way to get back to where they were before.
You think Papa Davis and Papa Garden would get along?
I think they'd get along just fine. And you know something? They'd still be giving us advice.
Absolutely. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Another first down there as this one goes for 25.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down. Jarrett, and he's got it. And the Titans are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. Off-play action. Jarrett. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. It's a big loss of 5 there on 2nd down to bring up 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun. Jarrett. And this is going to be incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And his kick is indeed good, and they have regained the lead. So give him 3 on that drive. You know, normally you'd say, we'll take it, but the way points have been flying around, it feels like a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, you just have to wonder, are field goals going to be enough? Because as you pointed out, the way touchdowns have been scored, does kicking a field goal actually put you at a disadvantage the rest of the way?
And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. From the 25, here's 2nd and a yard. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Looking to throw. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
A run there on 1st down and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5. From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Barnett.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. They'll run on 1st down. It's Cole. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 156 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Back to throw here. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot.
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Chargers put together a fourth-quarter drive to take the lead. This has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember, but it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We've got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own, and they did.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead is up to 5. A 10-play drive that time. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
Another run for Brown on 2nd down. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
But, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. A quick throw out wide to Mooney. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So they call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line.
Now they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. Now play number 7 of this drive, and it's a tough 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Jarrett. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And his crew will take over with the football at the 35-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that 6th sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
On first down, Cole. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around a training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They'll set up a throw. That is caught. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. They'll run on first down. It's Cole, and ultimately this won't go for much, maybe a couple, but boy, he showed off that make-you-miss ability that certainly is in his arsenal. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. They'll keep it on the ground. Cole. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this third down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the first down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
Out of the gun now on third down. Touchdown! From 8 yards out. And the Chargers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the fourth quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Dicker down to tack on the extra point. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So now the Titans down by 12. A minute 54 on the clock. A crushing loss to their playoff chances on the horizon, barring a huge turnaround here, starting with 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Operating from the gun, Jarrett. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jarrett. It's caught right side. It turns. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. Now 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Back to throw. Jarrett. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Jarrett able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Titans first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Back to throw now on 1st down. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. And the Chargers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Now the Titans will use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. On is the Chargers punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. And they'll play keep away from the returner, as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot.
Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign in it, did they? I mean, for both sides, visit it, and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with a victory, even better for them.
So for the Chargers, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Good night, everybody.
It's Week 14 of the National Football League, and we'll get to see the Eagles' sure-handed wide receiver. He rises when it matters most, and he comes in third in the NFL in touchdown receptions. It's the Eagles and the Commanders under the lights on Thursday night.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. But tonight we start Week 14 of the NFL season with a great Thursday night matchup, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get...
Of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. The lane opens here. 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And led out by their veteran quarterback. He's been around a while. They don't celebrate birthdays for him. They just cut him up, see how many rings he's got around the middle. He has been in the league a long time.
And when you think about great seasons in recent memory, he's definitely putting one together here. There's a good chance he's going to go over 5,000 yards passing for the season. He's just a little bit under that mark coming in. I tell you, it's pretty rarefied air when you get up there with numbers like this.
A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. A big play there for Philly. 45 yards. So another on-target throw, and that last one, Charles, going to put him up over 5,000 yards passing out for the season, and that is not an insignificant number.
Indeed it is not, because this is not a big list, and most of the guys on it, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Dan Marino, they either are or would.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Stroud now on 1st and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Now a 2nd and 10. Stroud will look to throw once more. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's It's Martin. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Here's Stroud. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. You look at this Eagle defense. Against the pass, they're hoping to trend in the opposite direction because right now they're ranked number 26 in the NFL.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league in sacks.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Again, it's Stroud. That's to the left sideline and incomplete. 4th down now looming after Philly's defense stands tall in coverage.
Yeah, it's still early in the game. No sense taking a chance on 3rd down and forcing one into traffic. So I like the wise play he made there. Get it to the sideline out of bounds where no one's going to have a chance at it.
And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
And listen, these Thursday night games, they're tough on the body. You just played on Sunday, 72 hours later. Hey, it's game day again. But I have to think a Thursday night game in September much more preferable than a Thursday nighter in December, no?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You mentioned how tough it is on the body. How about the mind? You're already tired, fatigued, right? Trying to battle for playoff spots. And here you have the quick turnaround. Now, the flip side is, if you take care of business, win that Thursday nighter, you go into a mini open week. Gives you a few extra days to heal up the body and the mind before you play your next game.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Able to find Willis. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. The throw down the field, caught by his running back. Touchdown! Fell in the field. A big play there. With his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Eagles have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they've played awfully well in this one. Both sides played at optimum level.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll make the score 14-0. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
The Commander's going to retake the field for drive number 2. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we could walk away with a win.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Stroud to throw it.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
You look at this Eagle defense.
currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the end.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you come in off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
From the 43, here's a 2nd down and 9. They're going to look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Fowler. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Already, he's top 50 receiving yards in this first quarter. And he's got a 1st down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 19. A 3rd down conversion with a strong gain of 14. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down. So on now the field goal team for Philadelphia. This will be, let's see, 38 yards out. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Well, here we go on the next drive for Washington. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. They'll start this drive out on the ground, and he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. A look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 13 yards there and a Washington 1st.
Gain of 13 yards. And the Commanders' 1st down.
Throwing now is Stroud. That one's complete to Tomlinson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Second and a couple.
At their 48-yard line.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud. He's got a man. It's his fullback. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style where you actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
And that last penalty makes his third down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there. 17-0 our score after 1. Washington with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Washington going to send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. These two teams matching up for the second time this year. Their first meeting back in October, week 6. And it was the Eagles who got the win on the road. So now they look to finish off the sweep here in Philly. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 10 yards there and an Eagle first down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
They'll look to throw now on first down. A quick throw, but incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Again, he'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch. And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
2nd and 11. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 44-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's got this one complete to Fountain. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up second down.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5 at the 28-yard line.
They'll look to throw again.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. Over 70 yards receiving now for him in his first half alone, as he's got a first down on that last catch. On play action, they'll throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Eagles. A great effort there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles go 98 yards and finish it off in the end zone. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Point after, right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half.
Eagles 24, Commanders nothing.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. As the Commanders make their way out on offense, let's take a peek at the playoff picture in the NFC. A CD after this game, there will be 4 weeks left in the regular season. So this is far from the final version of what we'll see come January, more of a first draft, if you will, as all these teams fight for a better position.
And you pointed it out so accurately there, Brandon. After this game, 4 weeks left in the regular season, and then the playoffs officially begin. But for some teams, trying to fight to make it to the playoffs, they're actually in a playoff push right now.
And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on first down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. Washington going to send out their punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This is taken at the 23. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They're guarding against the upset.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. They'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed, because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. this might be their opportunity to get off the field.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. And the Washington offense heading out. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And Stroud wisely slides down safely after picking up the first down.
First down, Washington.
They go play action here on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Stroud. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. A shotgun snap to Stroud. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1.
At the 1-yard line.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. And Stroud now to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Third down now looming after Philly's defense stands tall in coverage.
The frustration evident there because he couldn't find anyone on 3rd down, and he left no doubt that he was throwing that one away.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They've had a very solid first half, and as we near the end of that first half, they're just looking for a little more on top of their lead right now.
And when you put together a game plan on offense, you put together what you think is going to be the best possible scenario, right? Hey, we're going to score. These are the plays that are going to do it. But you also put together your counters, meaning after they make adjustments to what you're doing, what do we have to go to next?
The adjustment to the adjustment?
Exactly. So I can't wait to see if we come out of the half, how they're going to go about doing things. Do you just keep running what you ran before, or do you go to your counters expecting those adjustments to happen?
Before that, we'll see the end here this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And complete into the hands of Fowler. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Back to throw again. He spins free. Touchdown! touchdown. And the Eagles are able to add on to their first half lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Extra point splits the uprights, and a rout is on here in this first half. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Washington going to go on offense one last time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much.
Throw left side is intercepted. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they will begin in field goal range already as they search for a potential score. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throw left side complete. That's Edwards. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. He hit his first. Now this from 43. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Final play of the half, Stroud. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. A final shot before break. Stroud. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you two in just a moment. First, we just want to give everybody a look ahead to what's in store for us this weekend as we enter the final month of this NFL season. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, where it was the Cowboys who get the win at home. The Cowboys continue to fight for that first-round bye, and it's looking promising as they up their mark to 11-2 on the year. Later in the afternoon, one of the games to spotlight will be at Ford Field in Detroit, where it'll be the Lions taking on the Chicago Bears. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the third quarter. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster That's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Stroud completes this out wide. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They'll try the left side. Webster. Yeah, he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Stroud sets up the play action. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Washington going to send out their punter as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fowler. His big game continues. 10 catches now, and another 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Willis. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On 2nd down now, it's Willis. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Willis, and he's going to be stopped short of a 1st down as they'll get to him at about the 33. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Looking up into the lights, and he muffs it.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
Washington going to send out their punter.
As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And following that punt, which turned out as well as it possibly could have, this offense has 99 yards to go to the other end zone.
And the defense is frothing at the mouth with a chance to get points themselves. If they tackle a runner in the end zone, safety. And if there's a holding call in the end zone, that's also a safety as well. So either way you decide to go on offense, you've got to be careful.
This is Benjamin. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
They'll try the left side. Willis. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. 47 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Obviously an important run to avoid the 3-and-out on your own side of the field.
Shows a lot of faith in that offensive unit, doesn't it? That you want to run the ball in that situation, pick up the first down. Also helps out your defensive guys a little bit too. Allows them to get at least one more series of downs in order to get some rest.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
And down right near the 25. Able to break through that initial contact. Got him some extra yardage. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. He'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a halt. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
They're on 35-yard line.
Here's Stroud. That one's complete to Tomlinson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
And the Washington 1st down.
Quick throw by Stroud, complete out wide. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and 5. Play action. Stroud now. Wide open receiver complete. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 18.
Gain of 27 on the play. 1st down, Washington.
They'll go play action here with Stroud. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Martin. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Washington.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. A try here for the extra point. And the lead is down to 24. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Here's the option. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a first down on the keeper.
So finally, at this stage of the game, he lets his legs carry him for a big-time first down. But I think this is all set up by his eyes throughout the game. He's been taking it all in as he's watched this thing unfold. And finally, the eyes carried the legs and took him downfield.
You're right. His longest run in the game, waiting until the fourth quarter, and maybe that lulled the defense to sleep a little bit. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Edwards. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
It's 2nd and inches at the 20-yard line.
Back to throw here. Escaping the pressure right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
On the ready.
Now they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's into the hands of Edwards. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up second down.
14-yard line.
He'll look to throw. And he's got it. Complete to Fowler. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. The offense on 3rd down tonight, well, they've converted 7 times and could use another right now. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. It'll go as nearly a loss of 10 on 1st and goal. So a disaster there. It goes as a 9-yard loss on the sack.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. They'll drop to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. A nice job to get 11 out of that pass play, but now they face a 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Washington ready to try again on offense. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
A gain of 18 on the play. 1st down, Washington.
On 1st down, here's Stroud.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top with the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The throwing again is Stroud. And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. Remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. It could have been his 2nd, but instead it's 4th down. Washington going to send out their punter
as he's on to kick it away. And this will be taken at the 13.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. And this is going to be an Eagles first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he's going to ball his way forward to the 48. 78 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On third down. It's Willis. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. Oh, this is off the side of his foot. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
First down, Commanders.
First and 10, it's Stroud. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. He's going to let it fly. That's caught inside the 20. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Big yardage that time for Washington. 48 yards. One final shot for C.J. Stroud. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Martin. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right away to 7. This was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was saved. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So for Philadelphia, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Washington, any slim hopes they had at a playoff berth gone now as they drop to 4-9. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we've got the Dolphins, towering tight end, who's third in the league in catches this season and ready for more this week. It's the Dolphins and the Vikings, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one. As it... Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. Will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
At the 30-yard line.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
3rd and 5.
He'll look to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He's able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
And, Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You've got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays, anything to try and break their losing streak. So you must stay alert and stay aware.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Buchanan. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession and try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Now a throw here, hauled in. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. The Dolphins hit 9-3 here on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And that's just a solid, good physical run there as he motors for 9 yards. Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. Right back to Brown. And he'll have the Dolphins first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings. This unit, they've struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
They'll take that play right there each and every snap because throughout this season, they've given up some big plays. To be able to hold someone to no gain, oh, yeah, they'll take that one all game long.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. They'll set up to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 34-yard line. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Now back to throw. Out route, he finds his man. It's Jones. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And the Dolphins are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
They go play action here on first down. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen. And it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And they, of course, coming into this one in the midst of a tough losing streak. They did get helped out by the open week last week, and in talking with him, all indications were, Charles, that was a very helpful break.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams, coaches, they hate taking time off in the midst of a losing streak because they think they have to stay on their toes and punch their way out of it. But occasionally, you get that open week, you step back, evaluate what's been going wrong, see what you can put in that can move you forward, and maybe you get a chance to breathe a little bit and kind of start over.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Buchanan.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try to hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
Off the bootleg. Buchanan. Going for a right side here. Complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 40. That one goes for 24 yards.
But certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. This duo locked in. 14 yards there and a first down. Back to throw again.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
That pick is 9th on the season.
Remember we were kids and you were playing Little League Baseball, and they penciled you in the 9 spot in the order? That wasn't so good, was it?
Were you in the 9 hole?
Or you played the 9 position, right field? That wasn't so great.
That wasn't. You're picking dandelions out
exactly.
there. Right? But the 9 picks
9 picks, you want that in a big way. That's a great season.
Heck of a season.
Miami set to take over. They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He finds Riddick, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
At the Vikings' 33-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Hammond. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. This is Brown going up the middle. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll look underneath and finds Brown. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. On now the Miami field goal unit. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. They already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And out now come the Vikings. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense. Gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They get 14 there. 1st down, Vikings.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 42-yard line.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard, and he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2.
Well, that's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving the running back a crease to run through. And that's a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 41 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Gonna run again here with Pollard. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Pollard will take it up the gut, and a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think he shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are back within a score.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
From the gun, a give to Brown. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. And if his coaches are correct, we're going to see a lot more runs like that from this young rookie going forward.
And you know, slapping each other on the back up in the booths right now? The scouting department, because they really recommended this guy highly, and he's justifying their faith in him.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there at 22. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
He's got his target. That's complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A great effort there. 34 yards. As those guys are able to extend their lead. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office is getting bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Extra point right down the middle, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Buchanan. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. From the 29, here's 2nd down and 2. Off the play fake. Buchanan. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
To throw on third down, Buchanan. And he's got his man on the out route. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring up fourth down.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. Pulled in at the 24. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And it'll be Dolphin football. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Back to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 22-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. They'll look to throw again. Jones has it, and he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it's caught. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
He'll look to throw. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. On now the Miami field goal unit. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
Well, now how about this return? And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this one is incomplete.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's got to wait to try and pick up that third, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. And his kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. And it's the Broncos who have the lead in the second quarter. The Broncos locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. From there, we head down to the Sunshine State to check on the Jaguars at home in Jacksonville. And you can see there it's the visiting Colts who have the lead in that one. The Colts looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they lead the visiting Packers at halftime. The Bills seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. Taken at the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
2nd and 7 from the 20. Operating from the gun, Buchanan. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Well, if they have any designs of getting back into this football game in the second half, they're going to need to be much sharper offensively than they were on this opening possession. Not much happening here, and it'll lead to a 4th down.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. They'll look to throw. Got him in. It's Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the 1st. Back to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. An inside give, Brown. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40.
46 yards rushing for him now to this point.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw here. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this will stay a 2-score game at 16.
Charles, 54 yards. I'm surprised that came up short.
I would agree with that one because normally if he misses, it's accuracy, not length, because he has plenty of leg for that. But maybe it's like I hit my golf shot, you know, maybe it's like my wedge, you know, when you chili dip and you hit the ground ahead of it, sometimes that'll shorten your distance as well.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
From the 46, here's 2nd down and 8.
Here's Pollard again. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
You've got to know as a quarterback that it's going to be tough to outthink this guy in the defensive backfield. He's been at it 11 years now, so he knows all the ins and outs of the position, and he's in the right spot there to come up with the interception.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You know, always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to a stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did. Good. I always did because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that will bring up 2nd down.
They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
That good for 19 on a 1st down. Blocking at the point of attack there was very strong. He had a couple of running lanes.
And I never want to overlook the offensive line, but that's what they get paid to do. How about the quarterback? Everyone thinks all he's going to do is throw the football. His movement and deception can help a running game as well.
He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Brown will take this in for the Dolphin touchdown.
But this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Now the try here for the point after. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. That time a 6-play drive. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run.
This taken in right around the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 5.
At the 24-yard line.
Out of the gun, a give to Pollard. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 81 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
First down, Minnesota.
Throwing on first down. Buchanan. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. 2nd down and a yard.
At the 47-yard line.
Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll run left with Pollard. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Now this throw caught left side. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
To throw on 2nd down, Buchanan. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
And the passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Hadn't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces 3rd and long.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Operating from the gun, Buchanan. He's going to air one out. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a 2nd time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that 2nd score here in the 3rd quarter. Here's a 2nd and 5. They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Brown. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. Three quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. That good for 19 on a 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
On the handoff, this is Brown. 116 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
It's now 3rd and 4.
Shotgun handoff to Brown here. A strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. The Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. They give it to Brown. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Running right, here's Brown. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Give him 12 yards there. The Dolphins have a first down.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. 2nd and 5. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. From 10 yards out. And the Dolphins are closing in on win number 10 as they extend this 4th quarter lead. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the 4th quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like 4th quarter, and the QB is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. This fielded right at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. On 1st and 10, Buchanan. Going right side here, and that's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
It's 2nd and inches at the 32-yard line.
Back to throw. Buchanan. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. A gain of 22. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 47. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. 2nd time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Looking to throw on second down. Buchanan. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down. Boy, a tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this first down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Buchanan. Here's a screen now for Pollard. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Now a throw here, hauled in, and he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 18.
First down, Vikings.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's second down.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 12-yard line.
Now a give here to Pollard, and he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Minnesota.
Back to throw. Buchanan. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Buchanan. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
And the Dolphins are going to recover. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
The Dolphins about set to go to work on offense. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on. This is Brown going up the middle, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Fights him off. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about to run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He had to run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
2nd down and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Right back to Brown. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for the Dolphins, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they're squarely in play for next year mode now as they drop to 2-11. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
It's Madden NFL 24, and we'll get to see the Eagles' sure-handed wide receiver. He rises when it matters most, and he comes in third in the NFL in touchdown receptions. It's the Eagles and the Cowboys under the lights on Monday night.
The city of Philadelphia is one of rich history and passion, and you can always count on the latter when you step inside Lincoln Financial Field. Tonight we put a bow on Week 15 with a great Monday night matchup, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This taken in at the goal line. Get back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And a glance here at the vet. He's got a lot of years under his belt in the National Football League.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
Their first play from scrimmage was a pickup of 13.
He's worked relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
The throw over the middle taken in.